So, over the past few weeks, Mr. Ross and I have been asking you to send in your clips of you reading, and we've got some great ones that have been sent in, so they should be appearing next to me in just a few seconds. I'm sure you'll agree they're absolutely wonderful. Now, Mr. Ross had a great idea. He suggested that if you would like to read a page or a chapter from our book, if you just comment underneath this post, and I will send you a page for you to read, and then we'll put them all together and you'll all get to see each other reading. So if you remember last time we were reading in chapter number 5, we had that strange squealing noise coming from the lake. So we'll find out what that is, hopefully, in this video. Chapter 6, The Monster in the Lake. We need to talk to it, whatever it is, said Faith, after doing a quick spell to dry and clean her dress. But we can't have all the park listening in. Do you remember the cloaking spell we did last week, Kit? Kit tried to think back. Was that the one that went wrong and I ended up making my face invisible, but nothing else, so it looked like I had no face and Josh was nearly sick? I remember, said Josh with a shudder. That was so wrong. People should have faces. It wasn't even your face that went missing, pointed out Kit. It was worse for me. Josh shook his head in disagreement. If it was my face, I wouldn't mind. Because I wouldn't be able to not see it, so it wouldn't be as creepy. Faith cleared her throat. Do you think you can do the spell correctly this time, Kit, so that you can cloak the area around us and prevent anyone else seeing or hearing anything they shouldn't? Maybe you should do it too, Josh suggested to Kit. Since Kit's magic's going a bit wonky, Kit glared at Josh. He might be a genius, but if there was an intelligence test for tact, he'd score minus points. She'll be fine, said Faith. It's not a big spell, and I'm here if she needs help. That's right, isn't it, Kit? Kit nodded. She mimed the word and gesture to herself before saying it out loud. In spite of nerves that felt like a bag of frightening cats in her stomach, she took a deep breath and performed the spell. Score! She felt the unusual rush that came with any spell, and the sunshine dimmed a little. She looked at Faith, who nodded. Good, said Faith. It worked. Kit pointed at her face. All there? All there, said Josh, looking relieved. Well done now. Faith gestured to the lake. Now, let's see who we have here. How do we summon whatever it is? Asked Alita. I like to use a little spell called yelling, said Faith. Oi! She shouted. You in the lake! You know what I mean. Whoever's not meant to be there, come out. It's safe, but we'd like to talk to you. There was a moment's silence, and then the water began to ripple outwards from the centre of the lake, and a dark shape rose to the surface. A smooth little head popped out, about the length and shape of a large dog's nose, but earless, with 2 beady eyes on either side. It blinked at them. How did you know I was here? It said. It spoke with an accent. How did you know I was here? It spoke with an accent. It sounded Scottish. Kit wasn't very good at accents. The creature raised its head a little further, showing a long neck. It looked around nervously. We're cloaked, right? I felt the spell. Yes, we're perfectly safe, said Faith. We only spotted you because you're causing the local magic levels to spike. She looked thoughtfully at the creature. Its face was lined with sadness. The creature bit its lip and looked down into the water. I'm sorry if I'm causing trouble, it said. I just don't have anywhere else to go. How did you get here? Asked Kit. Did you come through the sewers? The creature made a face. No! Ew, I came through a water portal from Scotland. I'm going to stop doing the accent now. Kit heard Josh gasp next to her. Are you the Loch Ness Monster? He said. I've read about you. No, I'm not. And no, you haven't, said the creature, looking displeased. I'm not fame-seeking, not like that Nessie. The creature wrinkled its snout. I'm Lizzie. I'm what's known as the lesser Nessie by some. Though I've always found that insulting. I'm not lesser, just more low-key, you know. Oh, said Faith, I have read about you. There's a book in my friend's library in the Highlands about the... Faith hesitated. You were going to say lesser Nessies, weren't you, said Lizzie. Let's say loch creatures of a more subtle style, said Faith. And by the way, a loch is what they call a lake in Scotland. Loch creature is right, said Lizzie. I'm from Loch Lockie. Kit thought that was a very unimaginative name for a loch. It might as well be called Lockie McLockface. So, what brought you here? Asked Alita. Mermaids, said Lizzie, her mouth turning down and little wrinkles appearing on her slimy forehead. They kicked me out, barred me from my own loch, so I came here. Kit blinked. Wait, what? Mermaids? She wasn't so much shocked that mermaids were real, but that they were living in a lake. I thought mermaids belonged in the sea. Some do, some don't, said Lizzie. Just like fish, you get freshwater mermaids and sea ones. And these particular mermaids, well, they were never any trouble until their leader Morag got it into her scraggly head to kick me out. She claims the lake is for mermaids only now. She said I had to leave. I'm not a fighter. I like a quiet life, and she's scary when she's angry, so I left and came here. Why here? Asked Kit. It's a long way. The portal was open, said Lizzie. She sniffed. You can't blame me for coming in. You left the door open. Faith gave a little sharp breath. Oh. Kit looked at her. Tell you later, said Faith. Now, Lizzie, you being here is a problem. It's disrupting the levels of wild magic. I could go somewhere else, said Lizzie, looking a bit sad. And I was just starting to get comfortable. Some tasty bushes you've got around here. I'm afraid, said Faith. You going to another lake wouldn't solve the issue. I think I can see the problem here. Ordinarily, a magical creature moving home would cause a bit of trouble at first, but only for a few hours, and it certainly wouldn't make magical creatures sick. But you being kicked out of your home, she shook her head. Your sadness has thrown our wild magic out of whack, making it surge. You're affecting all the creatures around you, magical and non-magical. And wizards, added Kit. Well, me anyway. Oh, I might as well stay here then, said Lizzie. She blinked her black little eyes and shrugged her flippers. I can't win. It'll be just as bad somewhere else, won't it? Because I'll be just as sad. You can't stay here, I'm afraid, said Faith. We've been having some issues with talking dogs and insects and rodents, pointed out Josh. And birds, he added. Is that bad? Asked Kit. No one else noticed but us. Why did no one else notice? She asked Faith. You've spent time around the dragon. You, Alita and Josh. Not to mention reading a lot of magical books. And well, you're a wizard, Kit, so... Faith gestured around her park. You're able to see things that other people can't. The children exchanged pleased glances. We're like those dogs that can smell explosives, beamed Josh. When Kit and Alita gave him funny looks, he added, That sounded cooler in my head. Well, said Lizzie, since only these unusual children can see me, I don't see why I can't just stay here, she sniffed. A few talking dogs that only you people can hear won't do any harm to anyone. Not yet, said Faith, but if you stay much longer here, your magic would affect more things, and eventually we'd have everyone noticing magic. And we all remember what happened the last time a powerful person found out about magic. Faith gave a pointed look to the children. I don't, said Lizzie. There was a man called Salt who found out about magic and tried to wake the dragon, and it was bad, explained Josh. I have the longer version written down in my notes if you'd like to read. Lizzie blinked her eyes her little eyes in surprise. Her mouth opened and shut again. Oh no, a woken dragon. Semi-woken, corrected Josh. We got her to sleep again, added Alita. Well, that'll explain why your water portal was open, said Lizzie. The children turned to Faith questioningly. I'll explain later, said Faith. Lizzie shook her head. Well, I don't like to be any bother, but I don't know what to do. I can't go back while the mermaids won't let me, and they've started peeing at my end of the lock. Lizzie shuddered, and they've threatened worse if I come back. But if you stay, said Faith, your wild magic will do all kinds of damage. Alita gave a little gasp. I think it already is. Could that be what's making Dogon sick? Faith frowned. Oh, yes, I hadn't thought about that. Yes, it might just be that. Sorry about your dog, said Lizzie. Can't help you, though. I'm too scared to go back. She began to sink. Wait, said Kit. Maybe we can talk to the mermaids for you. Maybe we can get them to change your mind. Be my guest, said Lizzie, but don't get too close. Remember, they pinch and bite and pee. With that, she sank beneath the surface of the lake. They walked back to the library, all feeling glum. And you'll have to come back tomorrow to find out what happens in the second half of this very long chapter. See you then.